The Shoemaker and the Elves. Adapted by Darice Baylor, illustrated by Sebastia Serra, and translated by Madelca Domínguez. There once was an old shoemaker who made beautiful shoes. When his fingers grew tired with age, the shoemaker could no longer sew his shoes fast enough. People began buying new shoes from other shops. With so few customers, the shoemaker could not earn much money. Soon he was poor and only had enough leather for one last pair of shoes. That evening, the old man cut out the leather and left it on his work table to finish stitching in the morning. Then he went to sleep. The next morning, the shoemaker was surprised to see that someone had finished making the shoes. Every stitch was neatly sewn. The shoemaker scratched his forehead and wondered who made them. That day, a rich man fell in love with the handsome pair of shoes. "I must have these," the man said, "and I'll pay a good price." The shoemaker was overjoyed, for with the sale, he now had enough money to buy leather for 2 pairs of shoes. The shoemaker cut out his patterns again and left the leather to be sewn in the morning. When the shoemaker awoke, he saw that the same thing had happened. 2 beautiful pairs of shoes were already made. The cobbler sold them right away and bought more leather for his shop. The shoemaker cut out the leather for 4 pairs of shoes, and again woke up to find the shoes all ready for sale. The shoemaker bought more leather that magically turned into shoes overnight. His shop became busy with many happy customers. Soon, the shoemaker was a wealthy man with enough money to live very comfortably. One evening, not long before Christmas, the shoemaker said to his wife, "Why don't we stay up tonight and see who is helping us?" The shoemaker's wife agreed. The couple lit a candle and hid in a corner of the room. At midnight, they saw 4 cheery little elves scramble down the chimney and onto the workbench. The couple could not believe their eyes. The cobbler and his wife watched as the little elves picked up the shoe leather and began to sew with tiny fingers, stitching and hammering quickly and neatly. The elves did not stop sewing until morning, when every pair of shoes was finished. Then they ran away. Look how happy they are helping out. The next day, on Christmas Eve, the shoemaker's wife said, "The elves have been very good to us. Let's thank them by making some warm clothes." I'll sew little shirts and pants, and you can make little shoes." It was a wonderful idea, and the shoemaker agreed. Wow, look how happy they are. At midnight, the delighted elves tried on their new clothes and wrote a note. "Because of your kindness, you will always have good luck." Then the grateful elves scurried off, snug in their warm clothes, and in search of a new family who needed their help. The end. Here are some questions that you could think about with this story. As I ask the questions, you can pause them and talk about them. My first question is, why did the elves help the shoemaker and his wife? Why did they do that? It was a lot of work, right? And why were the elves happy working hard to help the shoemaker and his wife? They came at midnight and they worked all the way until the daytime to sew all those shoes every night. Why were they happy doing that, even though it was a lot of work? Here's another question. Did the elves expect help in return? Did they expect the shoemaker and his wife to do something to pay them back? When you help someone, do you expect to get something from them in return? And my last question is, what can you do to help someone else? I hope you enjoyed this story, The Shoemaker and the Elves. I'll see you next time.